Craftee, architects of the unreal. In the strange shadow economy of digital obsession, there exists a phenomenon as baffling to conventional wisdom as quantum physics is to Newtonian mechanics. Here, virtual bricks build real empires. Here, pixelated landscapes generate actual fortunes. This is the domain of Craftee, master builder in a world that doesn't technically exist. September 2015. While architectural schools around the world were teaching students how to design buildings that wouldn't collapse, a different kind of architect hit upload for the first time. $0, 0 views. The digital equivalent of opening a gallery in the middle of a desert with no roads leading to it. October 2015. First Minecraft build video. $20 in revenue. The economic value of approximately 15 minutes of minimum wage work, or roughly the cost of the electricity used to render the video. The irony of building elaborate structures in a world where gravity doesn't apply, while barely affording rent in a world where it absolutely does. May 2016, 100 subscribers, $100 in total revenue. The digital equivalent of having a support group that could fit comfortably in a medium-sized elevator. Not enough people to fill a high school classroom, yet somehow considered a milestone in this bizarre new economy. February 2017, first viral build, a giant Minecraft house. $500 in revenue. The strange alchemy of digital architecture, where the rules of engineering, physics, and practical limitations dissolve into pure imagination. Where the laws of structural integrity are replaced by rules of aesthetic pleasure. August 2017, 1,000 subscribers, $1,000 in cumulative revenue. In conventional economics, this would barely register as a business, more like a particularly unsuccessful lemonade stand. Yet in the digital paradigm, it's a sign of nascent potential, like the first cell divisions of what might someday become a viable organism. January 2018, first sponsorship. A Minecraft server company pays $3,000 for association. The moment when digital leisure transforms into something adjacent to legitimate enterprise. The strange transaction where play becomes profession. November 2018, 100,000 subscribers, $15,000 in revenue, 1 award. The statistical anomaly of having more people watch you build imaginary structures than will ever see most actual architects' work in their lifetime. The first indication that perhaps conventional education's emphasis on real-world skills had failed to anticipate whatever the hell this was. April 2019. Ultimate Build Battle series launch, $30,000 in revenue. The peculiar spectacle of competition in a space where there are no physical limitations, where the constraints are imagination and time rather than material and physics. The strange theater where the audience decides the winner based not on objective criteria, but on collective aesthetic judgment. September 2019, 1 million subscribers, $100,000 in revenue, 2 awards. The inflection point where digital architects earn more than many physical ones, where virtual construction generates more revenue than actual construction, without the inconveniences of building codes, material costs, or the risk of actual human injury. March 2020, first merchandise drop, Craftee tools, $50,000 in revenue. The bizarre materialization of a virtual brand. Physical objects bearing the name of someone whose primary work exists only as light patterns on screens. The strange loop where digital creations generate demand for physical goods, which then fund more digital creations. August 2020, 10 million subscribers, $500,000 in revenue, 3 awards. The absurd reality where more people watch this channel daily than will visit the Louvre in a month. Where digital architecture has an audience that Frank Lloyd Wright could only have dreamed of. January 2021, YouTube Diamond Play button, $125,000 in revenue. the peculiar ritual where Silicon Valley acknowledges digital achievement with physical totems, like ancient civilizations commemorating spiritual accomplishments with stone monuments. June 2021, Build School, Educational Series, $200,000 in revenue, 4 awards. The fascinating reversal where formal education, which once dismissed gaming as frivolous, now finds itself outflanked by gamers teaching skills that have genuine creative and economic value, albeit in a virtual context. November 2021, first live stream event, $100,000 in revenue. The bizarre intimacy of performing creative acts in real time for an audience of thousands. Each watching alone, yet somehow experiencing a collective moment. April 2022, 15 million subscribers, $750,000 in revenue, 5 awards. The point where the audience for this virtual architecture exceeds the population of many capital cities, where more people care about these digital structures than will ever appreciate most of the world's iconic buildings in person. September 2022, Roblox crossover series, $300,000 in revenue. The digital equivalent of a prestigious architect designing across different cultural traditions, except instead of moving between Baroque and modernism, they're translating between proprietary visualization systems owned by different tech companies. February 2023, Minecraft Marketplace content, $500,000 in revenue, 6 awards. The strange economic ecosystem where creating virtual goods for virtual worlds generates actual currency that buys actual goods in the physical world. The kind of circular economy that would make traditional economists question their fundamental assumptions. July 2023, 20 million subscribers, $1 million in revenue. The statistical absurdity where more people watch these digital constructions than will attend all Broadway shows combined in a year. The point where trying to explain this career to your grandparents becomes an exercise in generational translation that's doomed to failure. December 2023, Build Wars competition series, $250,000 in revenue. The peculiar spectacle of creative competition as entertainment, where the drama comes not from interpersonal conflict, but from the tension between imagination and execution. The rare form of reality television, where the reality in question doesn't actually exist. May 2024, projected, 25 million subscribers, $1,500,000 in revenue, 7 awards. The point where the audience approaches the population of Australia, all watching someone build things that don't exist. August 2024, projected, Craftee mobile game beta, $200,000 in revenue. The recursive loop of gaming content creating a game about creating gaming content. The meta-narrative that would make Jorge Luis Borges nod in appreciation. November 2024, projected, first IRL build workshop, $500,000 in revenue. The strange materialization of virtual expertise, where skills developed in a world without physical constraints are suddenly applied in a world defined by them. The digital architect, finally touching actual stone. March 2025, projected, 30 million subscribers, $2 million in revenue, 8 awards. The bizarre culmination where building imaginary structures in a digital sandbox generates more revenue than many real estate developments, where the architect of nowhere becomes everywhere. June 2025, projected, feature documentary announcement, $100,000 in revenue. The ultimate meta-narrative, a film about someone who became famous for building things that don't physically exist. The kind of story that previous generations would find incomprehensible, yet somehow defines our era. In the final analysis, what Craftee represents isn't just a career trajectory or a business model. It's a fundamental shift in how we understand value, creativity, and meaning itself. The strange reality where the virtual becomes more economically viable than the actual. where imagination directly translates to capital without the intermediate step of physical production. And if you're wondering what this means for the future of architecture, art, or human creativity, I can only tell you that the boundaries between virtual and actual have already collapsed. The builders of digital worlds are constructing our collective imagination, block by virtual block. In a world increasingly mediated through screens, perhaps they are the new master architects, designing not just buildings, but the way we perceive space itself.